I just wanted to do this because I just feel like this was, well, this was unexpected in the sense of I was expecting like much more relevant, I guess is the probably the most accurate term I could use, body cam footage rather than what we got. But it's basically a nothing thing to me. However, I'm still going to show it to you because I feel like it's worth mentioning what I think may be relevant about it.
So we don't know. So this is the guy
yes, that they sent yes, Beaver County sniper scene and sent the pictures out. This is him.
Okay, all right.
Rifle right there, obviously.
Got it. So the bike in the back, is he on that bike?
We don't know.
We don't know. So
I
we're
don't
just
know.
treating that as suspicious device.
Oh, one second. I believe the sniper that seen these and sent the pictures is right inside this building. Michelle, is Greg in there? All right, so if you go to that window that's open and yell for Greg, that's the sniper that sent the original pictures and seen him come from the bike and set the book back down and then lost sight of him.
Okay.
He's the one that sent the pictures out. I don't know if you got the same ones I did.
I think I did, yeah. He's like got his glasses on and he's...
So we had the picture of that.
I got that.
Okay, and then this is his bike with the stuff. And our sniper seen him walking away from that, I believe.
Okay.
But he would be right inside that window. He's the one that physically seen this, sent the pictures, and called it out.
Okay, so, and we have somebody detained, correct?
There were I don't know.
People detained on this side. Right. Our guy that was just up here told me that there's a guy detained who's the owner of the bike. And I said, no, that's the owner of the bike.
Yeah, basically when I got
we've been up here, so we wouldn't know that information.
We just hauled ass. We got over here.
Got it.
We hopped up over here.
That's no problem. Is that all your stuff?
that was one of our
Yeah, so someone came up looking to treat him and this
Yes.
Copy. Gas is off to the building, just so you know.
Thank you.
PSP had some.
Yeah, they do. I talked to the guy. They were those people detained were filming.
American Water was notified. They authorized.
Maybe they were involved. Maybe they weren't.
Will start somebody.
Other than that, I haven't heard anybody.
Well, I think it's. The guys that saw them filming were like, oh, they were filming us, and then filming the guy up on the roof, and then filming us, and then when shots started firing, they like tried to run away. It was like, isn't that what everybody would do that has a phone? You know, I'm not saying they weren't involved, but you know what I mean? Like that.
It's up in the air right now, right?
Right. So I got no problem detaining them. But again, I'm just trying to detain those guys, find out what they know, who they are, whatever. I'm trying to get clear information to relay back to DC.
Bring control to the water tower.
We have one shooter deceased. I think we have 3 victims in the crowd. Is that, did you guys hear that too?
That I'm not sure.
So I heard 1 deceased, 2 life flighted.
I know 2 helicopters did take off.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know how many victims.
Where you're deceased?
One command. We have access to a drone. Where this water tower?
Any LE?
No. No, that's incorrect.
I will try to confirm.
One Secret Service actually, that was the one that was in the
In the van.
yeah,
Did he survive? Copy.
So what is it that I personally think might be relevant about that body cam footage? Well, it would be the fact that it definitely proves there's a lot of discoordination, or complete lack thereof of coordination between Secret Service, city, state, and county police / sheriffs. It's a clusterfuck. Like, literally, it's abundantly clear. Not a drop of, or an ounce of fucking, a shred of communication was going on between them, even though that's a requirement and a prerequisite. It's in police training, it's in even military training, it's in Secret Service training. Why? Because coordination is the single most important part of security. It's the single most important part of defense and protection, is communication. How the fuck else do you think they avoid crossfire, or they avoid killing each other off? Because they understand and they know communication is key. It's kind of ironic, because it's probably like, if you're an older person, it's probably like what you keep thinking about every wife tells their husband. Communication is key. We don't have communication like we used to anymore. We have problems. Well, it's because, as much as you might hate to admit it, it's a fact. Communication is key in every aspect of life. And so is context and complete and utter clarity and blunt force honesty. As much as you may not like it, as abrasive as it may be, it's imperative. But even more so in this kind of a situation. This clearly proves it's a total lack thereof. There was none of it there. The fact that this was not even in the aftermath, it was after the aftermath that now they had secret security, God damn it, secret service personnel going up individually to other groups of snipers and cops to try to get their story straight so they could CYA, as cops know it as, also known as cover your ass, to DC. Which is just wild. That DC's own, which are supposed to be the single most qualified security and defense personnel on Earth, or at the very least in the continent of North America, they're literally only supposed to hire those that are the most qualified. They have a lot of probably black ops or other special ops kinds of experience in that of, you know, Navy SEAL and that of the military. They have similar things like SRU, SWAT, or further in that of the police. They have a lot of experience and a lot of background in that kind of stuff. They know what they're doing because of that experience, and they've proven it in their experience. Literally, you look back at their track records, that's how they identify, okay, we'll approach these people, see if they want to become a Secret Service member. That's how it's supposed to be done. They only get the most qualified people in the world. That's what they're supposed to do. But apparently, that's not how it works anymore. At all. It's more about diversity hires now. It might sound very far right to say that, but it's clearly true. I mean, the freaking director of the not the CIA, the director of the Secret Service, that is the top of the Secret Service. That is the literal, basically the omnipotent hierarchy figure in the Secret Service, was clearly a diversity hire. That's not a stretch to suggest or to say and state as a literal matter of fact, because she doesn't have the qualifications. She was director of global security for PepsiCo. You know, a pop manufacturing company in South Carolina. That's where... What the fuck is that? You hired the literal highest ranked security person to run the entire Secret Service. You hired from PepsiCo, who was there to secure pop, 2-liter bottles of pop, cans of pop. How the fuck is that your fucking lead hire? Unless it's a diversity hire because she was a woman. Like, I don't get it. You're not qualified for that position especially, but any position in the Secret Service, because she literally didn't have any police or military experience. All she's had is formulating a global security program for the headquarters of Pepsi-Cola in South Carolina to defend plastic bottles with a bunch of dyed chemical-laden water. What the fuck is that? What is that? You might as well have hired a fucking rejected clown who tried to go to one of those parking lot local access carnivals that you have in like the parking lot of I'm a Pacific Northwesterner, so a Bi-Mart or the parking lot of a Winco or the parking lot of a fucking, I don't fucking know, Ace Hardware. Trying to think of like the most obvious strip mall level, you know, anchor stores that are always grocery stores, it seems like, or Joann's Fabrics randomly because reasons. It's like if you took a reject fucking clown from there that's been rejected and turned away from every other parking lot carnival. They can't get a job anywhere as a clown because they somehow suck as a clown. And it's the equivalent, at least in my head, it might seem exaggerated, but to me it's equivalent to hire that person. Because it's still, they belong to the streets, as the cool kids on the internet say these days. That's what they are. They're probably borderline homeless. They probably have been homeless if they aren't right now. So they have some street smarts. So they have a certain semblance of awareness, like to their surroundings at all times, auditory, visual, you name it. And they also have some defensive abilities. So they know how to be able to potentially teach that to other people. So in a way, it's kind of similar. Or if you got, I don't know, you just randomly plucked a bouncer from some random, I don't know, cutty-ass strip club or something like that, and bar in, I don't know, middle Manhattan or Bronx or something like that, in an alley, one of those alley cutty ones, and you hired them, because they do have good security experience. They know. But not sufficient remotely close to be able to be hired as the director of the fucking Secret Service. That's wild. I'm also going to throw this out there just for people to have it sink in a little bit. When you say SS officers or SS personnel, I'm sorry, but I can't do anything but picture the SS of the Nazi Germans. I can't do it. I can't do it. Because that's, to this day, that's how everybody refers to when they say secrets, or they say SS or SS officers or SS personnel. They are referring to Nazi Germans. They're not referring to the fucking Secret Service. So ever since this happened, all of a sudden I keep reading SS or SS officers even a lot of times, and I have this initial reaction jump, and then I kind of pull myself back because I'm laughing now, and I'm like, you gotta stop doing that. Like, because it doesn't make sense. You're exaggerating. You think they're doing the exaggerate, and they're not. But yeah, so like obviously this body cam proves one thing, and this there again is potentially why it's useful, and that is it proves how uncoordinated they were. Like there was no coordination between any of the fucking police and security departments and personnel at the property that Donald was holding his rally at, that his attempted assassination was at. Obviously, I've heard a billion trillion different theories and a billion and trillion different pieces of factual information details from that day, from the time it happened all the way through to now. You can see on the sidebar, by the way, like, you could tell that everybody's trying to piece it together, but that only means that there's that much more speculation and then that much more details that are coming out that people are probably going to insist is facts at the moment, and they probably aren't. I remember when I first heard about it, I think like no more than maybe a half hour after, and they're like, yeah, they're afraid that he may not even make it. And I think about that now, he got a non-consensual and unconsensual ear piercing is what happened. He's real fucking metal now, bro. Like that's what he is. If you put one of those gauges in his ear, he'd actually probably win a lot of the metalhead crowd. I'm not gonna lie, he probably totally would, because then it's like, that is very metal. And it would be really off-putting to everybody else. Like, who the fuck is this man? This is not the Circus Peanut I came to know. Like, why does he have a gauge in his ear? What the fuck? Starts wearing pure, like, dark black eyeshadow and eyeliner. Knowing that that's all that happened now, it's wild to think that at first, initially, there was a lot of official reports that were coming out saying, he's like, oh yeah, they're not even sure he's gonna make it. Like, it was that bad. And it turns out it just nicked his ear. Since then, we've had 1,000,001 different fucking perspectives and sets of details that are supposed to have been facts that have came out about it, that who the fuck knows.